The alarming mistakes when eating sardines. Sardines are one of the healthiest, most affordable superfoods you can eat after 60. They're naturally low in mercury, high in protein, packed with omega-3s for your heart and brain, and loaded with calcium for your bones. On paper, they're almost the perfect food for seniors. But here's the alarming truth. Most people are eating sardines the wrong way. And by making a few simple mistakes, they're draining away the nutrition, ruining the taste, and in some cases, even risking their health. Think about it. Do you throw away the very part that contains the most calcium and vitamin D? Do you buy the wrong kind of sardines from the store? The ones that go bland and metallic within hours? Have you ever rinsed sardines underwater, believing it made them healthier, when in fact it stripped away their benefits? These mistakes sound small, but for seniors over 60, they matter. Your body depends on these nutrients for strong bones, sharper memory, and better circulation. And when you make these slip-ups, you're tossing those benefits right in the trash. That's why in today's video, we're exposing 10 alarming mistakes seniors make when eating sardines, and how to fix them. And here's the part you'll want to stick around for. The final mistake is the one that costs you the most nutrition of all. Chances are, you've done it without even realizing. Before we dive in, do me one quick favor. Tap the like button. It only takes a second, but it helps this video reach more seniors who need this life-changing information. All right, let's jump into it. Mistake number 10, throwing out the bones. One of the most alarming mistakes seniors make when eating sardines is throwing out the bones. At first, it might feel natural. After all, with larger fish, bones can be sharp, unpleasant, and even dangerous. But sardines are completely different. Their bones are soft, safe, and 100% edible. In fact, the canning process pressure cooks them until they're so tender, most people don't even notice them when chewing. Here's the shocking truth. Those tiny bones are one of the most powerful sources of nutrition in the entire fish. Just one serving of sardines with the bones still inside gives you over a third of your daily calcium needs. That's a huge deal after 60, when bone strength naturally declines and the risk of osteoporosis rises. And it doesn't stop at calcium. Sardine bones also contain vitamin D, which is what allows your body to absorb that calcium properly. Together, calcium and vitamin D are the ultimate team for protecting bone health, keeping your teeth strong, and ensuring your muscles contract the way they should. When you toss the bones aside, you're not just wasting food. You're throwing away a natural bone-strengthening supplement that comes free inside every can. And here's another secret. You don't taste them. The bones blend seamlessly with the meat, so most people can't even tell where the fish ends and the bones begin. Yes, some brands sell boneless sardines, but there's a catch. They often cost more, look broken up because of the deboning process, and worst of all, they rob you of this built-in calcium source. You end up paying more money for less nutrition and a messier product. The solution is simple. Keep the bones. They're safe, they're soft, and they're one of the reasons sardines are called a superfood in a can. Think of them as a hidden bonus that makes this tiny fish one of the most nutrient-dense foods you can buy. And here's the thing, bones are just the beginning, because the next mistake happens before you even open the can. It's a choice many seniors make in the grocery aisle that can strip away both flavor and health benefits. Mistake number 9, choosing water-packed instead of oil-packed. Here's a mistake many seniors make before they even open the can, choosing water-packed sardines instead of oil-packed. At first glance, water-packed seems like the healthier choice. Fewer calories, lighter taste. It sounds like the smart option, right? But here's the truth. Choosing water over oil often drains away flavor and nutrition at the same time. Why? Sardines are naturally rich in healthy fats, especially omega-3 fatty acids, the same fats proven to lower inflammation, protect the heart, and support brain health. When sardines sit in water, those oils break down faster. Over time, water-packed sardines often taste bland, dry, or even metallic. Oil, on the other hand, acts like a shield. It protects the delicate fish from oxidation, locking in flavor, texture, and those critical omega-3s. In fact, many sardine lovers swear that oil-packed sardines taste better the longer they sit, because the fish and oil continue to marinate together. Here's the shocking part. Those extra calories in oil-packed sardines. They're the good kind, heart-healthy fats that your body actually needs, especially after 60. These fats keep your brain sharp, your joints lubricated, and your cardiovascular system resilient. Food experts agree. If you want sardines that are both tasty and nutritious, skip the water-packed tins. Instead, choose ones in quality oil, ideally olive oil. Not only will they taste richer, but you'll also maximize the benefits your body gets from every bite. Yes, oil-packed sardines cost a little more and contain more calories. But remember, it's not empty calories. It's protective, anti-inflammatory fuel for your body. Pro tip: if you're worried about salt, look for oil-packed sardines labeled low sodium. That way you keep the good fats without overdoing the sodium. And here's the kicker: even if you pick the right can, the battle isn't over, because the moment you open it, another mistake can ruin your sardines in just a few hours. And most seniors make this mistake without even realizing it. Mistake number 8, letting open cans sit too long. Here's a mistake almost everyone makes at least once: leaving an opened can of sardines sitting around too long. Unopened, sardines can last for years, but once you pop that lid, the clock starts ticking, and the countdown happens faster than most people think. The moment sardines are exposed to air, their healthy oils begin to oxidize. That means the omega-3 fats, the very reason so many seniors eat sardines, start breaking down. The taste changes, the nutrition fades, and the longer they sit, the less benefit you get. How long do you really have? Sardines packed in water, best within 24 hours. Sardines in oil, 2 to 3 days in the fridge. Sardines in tomato sauce, sometimes stretched to 4 days. But here's the rule you can't ignore: after 1 week, no matter what they're packed in, they're spoiled. Eating them past that point isn't just unpleasant, it's unsafe. And here's another hidden danger: many people leave leftover sardines in the open can. That's a big mistake. Once exposed, the metal can react with the air and with the fish itself, speeding up spoilage and creating that nasty metallic taste. The fix is simple but powerful. As soon as you open sardines, transfer leftovers into a clean, airtight glass or plastic container. This locks out air, slows down oxidation, and keeps flavor and nutrients intact. Yes, you can freeze sardines if you want them to last longer, but freezing changes the texture and makes them softer. The best practice: only open what you know you'll eat within a couple of days. Think of it this way: you bought sardines for their health benefits. Don't let them slip away just because of poor storage habits. But even if you store them perfectly, there's another mistake lurking in your pantry, one that can make sardines go bad before you even open the can. And most seniors never even notice it until it's too late. Mistake number 7, ignoring expiration dates and storage rules. A lot of seniors assume canned foods last forever. Sardines may seem indestructible, but here's the alarming truth: ignoring expiration dates and storage rules can turn this superfood into a health risk. Yes, sardines can stay safe for years if they're sealed, but heat, sunlight, and moisture are their enemies. Leave cans in a sunny kitchen window, near the stove, or in a damp pantry, and you're speeding up the breakdown of both the can and the fish inside. What really happens? The oils inside the sardines oxidize, turning rancid. The flavor shifts from rich to sour. Nutrients like omega-3s begin to degrade, and in damaged cans, dangerous bacteria may start to grow. Here's something most people don't know: sardines packed in acidic sauces like tomato or mustard actually break down faster than those in oil. That means if you buy a mix of types, use the sauce-packed ones first, and save the oil-packed tins for long-term storage. Warning signs to never ignore: bulging cans, rust or dents along the seams, leaks or unpleasant odor when opening. If you see any of these, don't take the risk. Toss it. Food safety experts agree: once a can is compromised, it's not worth gambling with your health. Pro tip: rotate your stock. When you buy new sardines, place them behind the older ones. This simple system ensures you're always eating the freshest first. Think of sardines as one of the most affordable superfoods you can buy, but only if you respect storage rules. Otherwise, instead of protecting your heart and brain, you may be eating spoiled fish that does the exact opposite. And here's the twist: even when your sardines are perfectly safe and fresh, many seniors still make the next mistake. It doesn't ruin safety, but it does ruin the taste, variety, and long-term enjoyment of sardines. Mistake number 6, only eating them straight from the can. One of the reasons sardines are so popular is their convenience. Pop the lid and they're ready to eat. No cooking, no prep, no cleanup. But here's the mistake: if you only ever eat sardines straight from the can, you're missing out on variety, flavor, and even extra nutrition. Why is this a problem? Because boredom is real. When seniors eat sardines plain over and over, they often get tired of them and eventually stop eating them altogether. And that means losing out on all the heart-protecting, bone-strengthening, and brain-boosting benefits sardines deliver. The truth is, sardines are more than just a quick snack. They're a powerful ingredient. And when you get creative, they transform from fish in a can into something that feels fresh, flavorful, and even gourmet. Here are a few simple ideas to try. Mediterranean toast. Mash sardines with a little olive oil or yogurt. Spread it on toast and top with sliced tomatoes, onions, or capers. Power breakfast. Fold sardines into scrambled eggs or an omelet for a protein-rich start to your day. Pasta upgrade. Stir sardines into your pasta sauce at the very end for extra depth and omega-3s. Quick salad. Mix sardines with avocado, lemon juice, and herbs for a refreshing salad topping. Savory snack. Spread sardines on whole grain crackers with a squeeze of lemon and parsley. Why does this matter? Pairing sardines with vegetables, grains, or healthy fats can actually help your body absorb their nutrients better. For example, eating sardines with vitamin C-rich foods like tomatoes or peppers increases iron absorption. Pro tip: next time you open a can, don't just eat them plain. Challenge yourself to try one new recipe. You'll be shocked at how versatile sardines really are. But even if you get creative in the kitchen, another mistake can ruin the experience. Many seniors assume all sardines taste the same, and that belief keeps them stuck with lower quality options. The truth, where your sardines come from, changes everything. Mistake number 5, thinking all sardines taste the same. Here's a mistake that quietly pushes many seniors away from sardines, believing all sardines taste the same. Most people try one can, don't like it, and assume that's what every sardine in the world tastes like, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Just like wine, cheese, or coffee, sardines vary hugely depending on where they're caught, how they're packed, and even the season they're harvested. Location matters. Sardines from the cold waters of Norway or Portugal often taste cleaner, firmer, and less fishy. Warmer water sardines, like those from the Pacific, may taste richer or softer. Even the time of year matters. Spring-caught sardines are lighter, while late-season fish are fattier and more flavorful. Packing style matters too. Sardines in olive oil often develop deep, mellow flavors as they sit. Sardines in tomato sauce bring a tangy brightness that balances their richness. Sardines in mustard or spiced oils add a punch of flavor that can convert people who normally don't enjoy them. Smoked sardines deliver an entirely different savory experience. In fact, Spanish and Portuguese brands are world famous for producing sardines that are almost gourmet. Food enthusiasts even age tins of oil-packed sardines the way others age wine, because the flavor improves over time. Here's the bottom line. If you didn't enjoy one type of sardine, don't give up. Chances are, you just had the wrong variety for your taste buds. Explore different origins, brands, and pack styles until you find the ones that fit you. Pro tip: if sardines felt too strong before, start with those in olive oil or tomato sauce. They're milder, smoother, and often a perfect entry point. But even once you find your favorite kind, there's another trap: pairing sardines with the wrong flavors. Get this part wrong, and even the best sardines can taste heavy, unbalanced, or downright unpleasant. Mistake number 4, pairing sardines with the wrong flavors. Sardines are bold little fish. Their rich oils and strong savory taste make them one of the most flavorful proteins you can eat. But here's a mistake many seniors make: pairing sardines with the wrong flavors. Get this wrong, and instead of enjoying a balanced, delicious meal, you end up with something heavy, overpowering, or just plain unpleasant. Here's the secret: sardines shine when paired with ingredients that contrast their richness, not compete with it. Bright, fresh, and tangy flavors cut through the natural oiliness and make sardines taste lighter and more exciting. Some perfect pairings include fresh lemon juice or vinegar, adds acidity that brightens the flavor. Tomatoes or pickled vegetables, tangy and sharp, balancing the richness. Capers or olives, salty but with complexity that complements sardines. Fresh herbs like parsley, dill, or cilantro, adding a clean, fresh finish. These pairings don't cover up sardines, they elevate them. It's the same principle chefs use when balancing strong cheeses with fruit or red wine. Contrast makes the star ingredient shine. What to avoid? Heavy cream sauces or buttery dishes. These double up on richness and make sardines feel overwhelming. Sweet glazes or sugary pairings. The saltiness of sardines clashes with sweetness, leaving an odd, unpleasant taste. Example: sardines on toast with lemon and parsley, fresh, light, and balanced. Sardines smothered in a thick cheese sauce, too rich, too heavy, and likely to turn you off from eating them again. Pro tip: try sardines in a Mediterranean-style meal. Pair them with tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, and olive oil. The combination makes them taste fresher, while boosting nutrient absorption from the vegetables. But even if you nail the flavor pairings, many seniors still fall into the next trap. In fact, it's one of the most common health hacks people try, but it actually destroys flavor and nutrition in seconds. Mistake number 3, rinsing away taste and nutrition. This one surprises a lot of people, rinsing sardines underwater before eating them. Many seniors do this because they think it makes sardines healthier, maybe by cutting down on salt, fat, or that fishy flavor. But here's the shocking truth: rinsing sardines actually washes away both flavor and nutrition. When sardines are canned, they aren't just sitting in random liquid. Whether it's oil, brine, or tomato sauce, that liquid is part of the preservation process. Over time, the fish and liquid swap nutrients and flavor. Omega-3s and fat-soluble vitamins like D and E seep into the packing liquid. Rinse it away, and you're literally pouring those nutrients down the drain. And let's talk about flavor. Sardines sitting in olive oil or tomato sauce build richness over months in the can. That's why high-quality sardines taste so savory and balanced. When you rinse them, you strip away that carefully built flavor, leaving the fish dry, bland, and unappetizing. Here's the kicker: rinsing doesn't even solve the salt issue. The sodium isn't just sitting on the outside of the fish. It's absorbed into the flesh during canning. So, rinsing might make you feel like you're being healthier, but it changes nothing about the sodium content. Pro tip: instead of rinsing, choose low-sodium varieties if salt is your concern. Or pair sardines with fresh vegetables and citrus to brighten the flavor without losing the benefits. Think of it this way: rinsing sardines is like rinsing off a steak before eating it. You'd never do it, because you'd wash away all the taste. The same rule applies here. And even if you don't rinse them, some seniors still avoid sardines altogether, claiming they're too fishy. But here's the truth: that strong taste isn't the fish's fault. It's about quality, preparation, and pairings. Let's break that down next. Mistake number 2, avoiding sardines because of fishiness. One of the biggest reasons many seniors avoid sardines is simple: they think they're too fishy. It's true, sardines are fish, and they're supposed to taste like the sea. But here's the real truth: if your sardines taste overwhelmingly strong or unpleasant, the problem isn't the sardines themselves. It's usually the quality, the storage, or the way they're served. Good sardines should taste clean, savory, and slightly briny, like a fresh ocean breeze. If yours taste overly fishy, it's often because they weren't stored properly, they're past their best buy date, or they're low-quality cans packed in poor oils or brines. Here's the fix: the fishiness can almost always be balanced with the right pairings. A squeeze of fresh lemon juice, a splash of vinegar, or a spoonful of tomato sauce instantly cuts through heaviness and brightens the flavor. Fresh herbs like parsley, dill, or cilantro add a burst of freshness that balances the richness. And here's something interesting: your taste buds adapt. If you're not used to eating fish, sardines may seem strong at first, but over time, your palate begins to notice their natural sweetness and depth of flavor. Many seniors who once avoided sardines now actually crave them, once they learned to pair them the right way. Pro tip: if you're new to sardines or sensitive to flavor, start with sardines in olive oil or tomato sauce. They're milder, smoother, and far less likely to overwhelm you than cheap sardines in plain brine. The truth is, sardines don't need to be hidden or avoided. With the right prep, they're one of the most flavorful and healthiest foods you can add to your diet after 60. But even if you love sardines, there's one last mistake that nearly everyone makes, and it's the most costly of all. Most people pour this liquid straight down the sink, not realizing it's packed with the very nutrients they bought sardines for in the first place. Mistake number 1, throwing away the precious oil. Here's the most costly mistake seniors make with sardines: draining out the oil and pouring it down the sink. That golden liquid inside the can isn't waste. It's actually where a lot of the sardines' flavor and nutrition are hiding. During the canning process, the fish release some of their natural juices into the oil, while the oil seeps back into the fish. Over months of storage, the two blend together into a nutrient-rich, savory liquid. What's inside that oil? Omega-3 fatty acids that protect your heart and brain. Fat-soluble vitamins like D and E that strengthen bones and support your immune system. Deep, concentrated sardine flavor that chefs would pay good money to bottle. When you throw it away, you're not just losing a few calories. You're literally tossing out the nutrients you bought the sardines for in the first place. So, what should you do instead? Treat sardine oil as a free superfood ingredient. Drizzle it over salads in place of bottled dressing. Use it to sauté garlic and onions as the base for pasta or rice dishes. Stir it into soups or stews for an instant flavor upgrade. Dip fresh bread into it with a squeeze of lemon and herbs for a quick, nutrient-packed snack. And here's the bonus. Once you open a can, the oil can actually deepen in flavor if you store leftovers properly in the fridge for a couple of days. Pro tip: if you're worried about salt, buy sardines packed in olive oil with low sodium. That way, the oil stays flavorful and heart-healthy, without adding too much salt to your diet. Bottom line, the oil is too valuable to waste. It's not something to throw away. It's part of the nutrition package that makes sardines such an underrated superfood. Now, sardines may be one of the healthiest foods you can eat after 60, but there are a few groups of people who should be careful with them. Let's go over those quickly because knowing this could save you from unexpected health problems. If you've made it this far, give yourself credit. You now know the mistakes almost everyone makes with sardines, and more importantly, how to avoid them. Small changes, like keeping the bones, choosing oil-packed cans, and saving that precious sardine oil, can make a huge difference for your health after 60. Remember, sardines aren't just cheap fish in a can. They're one of the most nutrient-packed foods you can eat when handled the right way. If this video gave you even one tip you didn't know before, you've already gained something valuable for your health. So, do me one favor, tap the like button. It tells me this helped you, and it helps more seniors discover it too.